These leaders, like Joseph Kaplan and Morten Jelevich, they were the ones who gave us all the assurances that resistance is the only way how to act. We had our resistance, that we did what was needed to do in order to distribute information, to prepare the people, to make them aware what's going on. And with the time, an illegal paper was printed, and I volunteered, and I was a courier of distributing at that time, at the beginning, the papers from one ghetto to the other. And my father was really begging me not to leave the house, but at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I disappeared. I disappeared from the ghetto, which was a risk to go out from the ghetto, and I was then walking by foot 35 kilometers to Częstochow, picking up papers, and then distributing in the other ghettos, Radomsko or Pilice. These were in the vicinity of Żarki. Jews were just signs in the streets, were not allowed to be congregating 3 people or more than 3 people. But a lot of stiebels, where small synagogues were in the town, those Jews that they were going to the stiebels, they were going still 3 times a day. And the Germans, if they found a group of Jews being in such a stiebel with the taletim, they took them out to the streets, and they had to clean the streets with the tefillin and taletim, just to make the neighbors, the Poles, make happy, laughing of what happens to the Jews. And this was their beginning of dehumanizing the Jews. And that was terrible, but the Jews didn't care. They continued to congregate again and again in the stiebels. As the religious people were going and attending the places of praying, so were the youth. As young as we were, we already started to congregate. Of course, everything was, so to say, in hiding, but the Hashomer HaTzair existed, even though there was illegal. We children didn't care. We congregated and we met, and it was again our songs and our discussions were all about Israel, about the country, the place that we would want to have a homeland and go and get to it. And the more we have seen how the Germans behave against the Jews, the more our will and our aim was just to strengthen our knowledge about everything what is in reference to Eretz Yisrael and about Zionism and about the ideas to get one day to our homeland, to Eretz Yisrael. We always lived with the hope that we will have one day some weapon in our hands. My own walk under the influence and request from Tzvi Brandes was to look on my own for weapon if I can. And I was going in the villages around Żarki and trying to acquire ammunition. And I was a good Shaygitz, and we needed for our Polish underground that was understood not for the Jews. And I didn't succeed to get the real ammunition that we need. In the most cases I succeeded, in many cases I succeeded hand grenades. I also got one rifle, that was a great thing, but with the rifle it was more difficult even to carry it from place to place. We would have needed some small ammunition, pistol, a revolver. And what it just reminds me, that to the best of my knowledge, that Tzvi Brandes had a revolver in his hands when he threw himself at a German. He was shooting, but the revolver was rusted. he couldn't shoot, and he was killed by the German on whom he was opening his pistol that it didn't work. And I wish that this be heard by our Israeli youth, that they just think that we were just kitzon latevach. No, it is unbelievable how ready we were, but ready with empty hands. So in my way, I would like only to say and to spend all my kochot, all my energies, and all my financial abilities just to help that this information be distributed as far as possible among non-Jews, among Jews and non-Jews alike. But in the first case, for our own youth, they to be aware what kind of heroes existed in that time and the influence they had on ordinary people like myself. I did what I did throughout the years of the war because I was influenced by these people, and just may this memory of theirs be remembered to the utmost as an example for Jewish ability to live in honor and give their lives in honor, what we call Kiddush Hashem, which means in honor of the Jewish people.